Hello guys, this is Donald's Movies, and welcome to the second video in the roleplay tips tutorial series. Now in the last video, I covered how to develop a backstory and how to set everything up, and in this video, I want to help you guys find a good role-playing guild. Now this might sound a bit dumb, as why would you need help in finding a guild? I mean, you just apply to one and join it. And that is kinda true, but I would just want to give you some information on the types of role-playing guilds out there and how to find a serious one. And the one that isn't going to disband immediately after the leader becomes inactive and all of that. And joining a role-playing guild is a bit different to other guilds, so I just kinda want to give you some additional information. So far I've been in 2 serious RP guilds, but I've looked around a lot and I've been in many different guilds after that. Now on my main, I'm in the Orcs of the Red Blade on the Defies Brotherhood, and I've been there on for 5 years now most likely. And on my Dwarf character, I've been in a guild called the Three Hammers, was also called the Dwarven Rifle Squad. But it has been disbanded recently since they transferred to Argent Dawn, and I kinda still stayed on the same realm, and I'm kinda not active on that character really. Now I've also joined a few with my alts, but none of them were really serious, so I kinda learned how to spot a bad guild, or a guild that isn't really going to be that active. So first of all, what is an RP guild? Now in a sense, it is the same as any other guild, but the approach might be a bit different. Now it is important to remember that everyone has an in-character personality and out-of-character personality, so if someone insults you in character, you shouldn't really take offense to it personally or hate the person out of character, even though that does happen a lot, especially with new players. I know it did with me at start. Now I remember a few times I actually disliked people in character, but they were also not that likable out of character. Well, in some cases I didn't really like people in character, but they were also very nice out of character, so you should really try to kind of separate those two and understand that some people are just role-playing and some people are just douchebags in general. Now another thing is, just like you have the social, the PvE guilds, the PvP guilds, who are casual or hardcore, same thing kind of applies to RP guilds, even more than that, just because there are a lot of different types of RP guilds. Now I'm personally in an orc only guild, so that's like a racial guild, which only accepts orcs. It's not like a racist guild, it's like a racial guild because it only accepts a certain race, and then you can mix between the two. Now there are a bunch of these types of guilds, and they're very fun to be in because you can talk with the people that kinda roleplay the character in the same way as you are, and then you kinda have a mutual understanding, and then you can mix up a few guilds and come RP together. Now on the other side, you have the multiracial guilds, which can also be fun because you can meet different races and you are in the same guild, so you kinda have a better mutual understanding. And that is by the races, but guilds can also divide in what they do. For example, my guild is like a tribe, so they have a very tribal atmosphere, and we have these rituals and specific events. Well, on the other hand, you have guilds that are clans or just actual guilds. You also have guild specializations, so some people are in an assassins only guild, while other people are maybe in a religious guild that worships the light or some other deity. Now you can also have explorer guilds, certain cults, or even criminal guilds, where you can roleplay that you aren't a part of the faction like the Horde or the Alliance, but are some sort of outcasts and are doing things on your own. You're like bandits, or whatever you want to be, because it's roleplay and you can really choose to do whatever you want. So there is a lot of different stuff out there, and you should really take some time and look around your server for different types of guilds, and finding something that really interests you and fits your style of roleplay. Now, how would you actually go about finding an RP guild? First, and the most obvious step, is obviously being on an RP server. Next thing is either asking around in-game or looking for ads in the trade chat, because if you've been playing WoW, you know that people always spam the chat with guild ads. Or even better, going to your server, like the Battle.net server forums, and looking for guild ads, as almost every serious RP guild has an ad on the side, and they post on it regularly, so you can see what types of guilds are on your server. Now once you actually find a guild, you need to check if it is serious. If the guild just allows anyone that whispers them to join, or they just invite random people, it probably isn't serious, and the chances for it lasting long, in my opinion, aren't that big. My guild, for example, has been active since almost the start of Warcraft, so since vanilla. And it's still going really strong, and it's pretty serious and active all the time, so they have 4 or 5 events weekly. Now when I joined, I couldn't just whisper and say hey, invite me into the guild. I had to write info about me and my role-playing experience on the website, then I had to write my backstory, and I had to wait a few days for it to get approved by an officer. Then after that point, I had to whisper an officer in-game and do a small RP event, an interview, so they can review me, and only then I actually got accepted into the guild. So it definitely did take a few days, but that's honestly a really good system. Now not every guild might be as strict, or not every guild has their own website with their own domain and everything, which doesn't really mean that it isn't serious, but every guild should at least have a 30-minute interview with out of character and in character, when a new person is joining in order to like keep all the players active in the guild and not really have like toxic players in the guild that would kind of ruin the entire atmosphere in the entire RP guild. And that is all there is for the actual joining. If by now you've just done some random RP, I would suggest really joining a guild, as that is really where the real roleplay comes in, since almost every guild holds multiple weekly events with 10, 20, 30 people, depends on the guild size. And then those events have like a schedule, so you're not just standing around talking, but actually doing something that's organized. Sometimes guilds also organize events with different guilds, and then you can do like group activities. Now honestly, my favorite RP events were like the multiple guild PvP events, as one time I believe we organized like a giant RP guild battle, both on Alliance and Horde, and we had like 150 people on the Alliance and like 150 people in Horde in all types of different guilds doing like world PvP. So that was pretty amazing, and in my opinion that is why I really think you should look for a serious guild and really do some serious RP. I mean, random RP is kind of fun as well, but I think the real roleplay is in the guilds. Alright, so that's all I have for this shorter video. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to give me some feedback on what you think about these videos. And also don't forget to like, favorite and subscribe, as that is really what keeps the channel going and pretty much growing the channel. So I really appreciate all the support as I can keep doing what I love. Also check out my Twitch TV stream, as I will be streaming there quite seriously a few weeks from now, once I probably go full time. And thanks a lot for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and see you next time.